Hey, I just wanted to give a quick intro to what if the Z Fighters trained with Goku, part 4, second half of it. I do apologise that the second half didn't come out yesterday, like I said it would, but I was really busy, so I didn't actually have the chance to do it. I do apologise about that, but, you know. Uh, so anyway, I do hope you enjoy the video, as I quite enjoyed writing it, so have a good time, and as I said, just enjoy. Sort of repeating myself now, I sound crazy. But I'll just be picking up from where the last part left off. So there you go. See ya. In the middle. With Goku having the upper hand with a more polished martial arts fighting style and just being stronger, which leads to Vegeta being on the receiving end of a donkey kick right into the air. And Vegeta begins to now realise that he isn't going to win this fight if he doesn't transform into an Ozaru. And now in this timeline, the moon hasn't been blown up, but Vegeta hasn't been there long enough to be able to see the moon. So he does just decide to make a power ball, which is Goku is confused why Vegeta didn't launch the attack at him, but Goku soon realizes that it wasn't meant as an attack; it was meant as a strategy for Vegeta to finally get an upper hand. Now, instantly, Vegeta begins to grow, and within a few seconds, he is almost fully grown into a Great Ape, which makes his power level, I'm going to try and say this right, 16,000. No, that doesn't sound right. 1600,000. Whatever that number is on there, sorry, I'm really bad with numbers. I think I got it right the second time, though. This is only because Vegeta has taken damage since the fight begun, so he's not at his max capacity of power. At this point, Goku can sense that this is the huge difference in power. And so can the other Z fighters, which leads to Krillin, without really thinking, flying up to go support Goku. And now, when Vegeta's fully transformed, he looks down to see Krillin is there with Goku, and it annoys him. An Earthling's about to help him. No, not on my watch. This is a Saiyan battle. He then goes to stomp on Krillin, but Krillin quickly dodges it, gets away, and the two turtle students decide they're gonna use the Kaioken, and both scream out Kaioken, with them flying towards Vegeta, trying to get close enough to do some damage, but Vegeta's playing very defensively, as he knows that a hit from them will affect him quite bad. So they're not actually managing to land hits on him, and after a few minutes, Vegeta has just kept them away long enough that they have used the Kaioken for a long time now. So they fly back a bit, deactivate the Kaioken, but now they are on a very much defensive note, as they are now having to try and deal with someone who is a lot stronger than them. And Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu can tell Goku and Krillin are being outclassed. And the whole reason they stayed out of the fight is because if Goku and Krillin were outclassed, they are going to be outclassed as well. But Tien soon gets annoyed at this and decides to start flying towards them, which the other two follow. However, a fourth member is unexpectedly joining. Piccolo offers to help as well, which they agree to letting him do. And just as Vegeta is about to grab hold of Krillin, four blasts separated on two for each hand hit him, which makes him flinch, giving Krillin enough time to burst backwards, which now the whole group is there. And they start doing a strategy where half the group would fly around him in front trying to grab his aggro, and the others would attack him from behind. And slowly they are managing to get some more decent hits as they are doing more and more damage to Vegeta. And it's at this point where Vegeta's absolutely had enough. He does like a big sweep around him, knocking them all quite decently away, and jumps up into the air and starts charging up a beam in his mouth. He then shoots it down towards the ground with all of them having to react fast enough, because if this blast hits, it's going to wipe out a lot of the Earth, if not destroy it. Now, Goku, Yamcha, and Krillin begin to charge up a Kamehameha. Tien and Tien begins to charge up a Tri-Beam. Chaozu begins to charge up a Dodon Ray. And Piccolo begins to charge up a Special Beam Cannon. The goal right now is for their power levels of the attacks to all match up to beat Vegeta's power level in this Great Ape form. I've got all the numbers on screen right now, so you can see them. And with their power being, I'm going to get this right, 17,000. Oh, no, one. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I will try and learn to do it a bit better, but for now that's just too big for my brain. With the two beams only clashing in the center for a few seconds before the Z Fighter's beam actually blasts Vegeta's beam away, sending Vegeta flying. At this point, Vegeta is very badly hurt and has been outnumbered just as the Z Fighter, and just then the Z Fighters begin to approach Vegeta, almost about to hit him, but they are sent flying away by two giant blasts. They look over to see Nappa woke up a few minutes ago during the Ki blast, and he saw the moon, and now he's also a Great Ape. Vegeta now has a smirk again. He now has the upper hand, and is happy that Nappa did wake up, but he won't say that. Now, at this point, the Z Fighters are going to have to split into two teams, with the two teams being Goku, Piccolo, and Chaozu to go fight Vegeta, and Krillin, Yamcha, plus Tien to fight Nappa. Both teams do come up with a plan quickly, while they let Vegeta catch his breath. And I'm going to do this just like one team at a time, but it's mostly happening at the same time. Okay, so as Goku's team flies towards Vegeta, he lets out a scream of Kaioken times 3, putting his power level at 80,000, and I think, 80,000, and he just hits. Vegeta goes to punch him, but Goku's much faster than him at this point, flies behind him and kicks him in the back of the head, really hurting the Saiyan Prince, making him dizzy. And while he's dizzy, Chaozu flies out in front of Vegeta's eyes, and shouts out Solar Flare to blind Vegeta for a few seconds. But in the time he's blind, he feels like he's just been tackled by a giant, and it's taken him to the floor. When he gets his vision back, he sees Piccolo is turned to a giant, making his power about 57,650, as he begins to hit Vegeta as much as possible before Vegeta does catch his fist and begins to throw Piccolo off him. But he did take damage from this, and he wants to finish off Piccolo, as he seems like a big threat at the minute. But as he begins to walk towards Piccolo, he can't. He's feeling like he's getting pulled by something, and he turns around to see Goku pulling on his tail, trying to hold Vegeta back, as if they lose Piccolo, they lose access to the Dragon Balls. So he's really trying hard. This just makes Vegeta laugh, saying this is a silly weakness that Saiyan's developed. Me and Nappa found a way to get rid of this. We trained for it. So Vegeta slowly is beginning to walk towards Piccolo, but then he hears something from behind. Goku says, "I'm sorry, King Kai, but I have to do this. Kaioken times 4. And Vegeta begins to feel the pull on his tail, which isn't enough to stop Vegeta's movements. However, it suddenly really starts hurting, and all of a sudden, Goku manages to rip Vegeta's tail off, making him slowly deform. As Goku falls to the ground, almost completely out of energy, holding onto this huge tail, and Vegeta hits the floor about the same time Goku does. However, Goku has enough strength in him to stand. Now, over with Krillin's team, Yamcha and Tien had engaged in Nappa, only taking some shots at him from a distance, which is confusing Nappa as he's seeing what's happening to Tien, and he realizes that one of the Earthlings is missing, and all of a sudden they hear a shout, which is Krillin. Krillin shouts out to them. He is ready. Both Tien and Yamcha quickly duck under one of Nappa's attacks, fly down and punch him in the back of the knee, making him collapse down onto the floor. And when he's trying to stand up, he hears someone shout, "Destructo Disc," as while Nappa and Tien and Yamcha were distracting Nappa, Krillin was getting the Destructo Disc ready. And after this has been done, he's cut off Nappa's tail, making him deform as well. The Saiyans are mostly beat, and they don't have any energy really. Where the Z Fighters did take some damage, most of the issue is what they were tired from having to summon up a lot of energy to struggle in the Ki Blast moment. Goku probably took the most damage because he used the Kaioken. However, he used it to the point where he won't be injured how he was in the Saiyan saga. So he's moving around, he's just nowhere near as hurt. Now, both Saiyans are barely able to move. And they know at this point they have to escape. So they call the button to summon their pod. However, after a couple of minutes, they don't appear, which is really confusing for them. And they soon realise they had been destroyed in the battle. They don't know at what point, but they had. Which makes the reality set in for Vegeta and Nappa. They are at the mercy of the people who just defeated them, and they both expect death. The Z Fighters are talking to each other after they realise the Saiyans are stuck here, and they don't know what to do. Goku, being Goku, of course, says they shouldn't kill them, and we should just let them go. But this is before they do fully know they don't have a way off. And the others, they don't think they should let them stay on Earth, but they don't think killing them is also right. The Saiyans haven't done anywhere near as much damage as what they did. Yeah, they destroyed East City, but they all know they can sort this out with the Dragon Balls. None of the Z Fighters have actually died during this encounter. So they decide that they walk over and knock the two Saiyans out and take them up to Kami's lookout to get Kami's advice, because Kami is a wise man. However, just before, two people split off from the group. Yamcha goes to go and get the Dragon Radar so he can start finding the Dragon Balls, and Piccolo doesn't want to go up to the lookout. So, upon arriving, Kami does congratulate the group on their victory, but he soon realizes the two Saiyans they just fought are being carried with the group. Kami asks what are they doing, and they do explain what's happened. And then they ask Kami what should they do with the Saiyan. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest, I've recorded this new outro a few times. It's kind of ridiculous how many times I've failed, because I've got a few things I want to say, and while I'm talking, it sort of just slips my mind. First of all, I do want to apologise for the delayed upload. I know no one really watches my stuff, but, I just do want to apologise. I feel truly bad about that. I also just want to say that I'm sorry for the spam I've been given this What If. It's really fun to write for me, as I love all the human characters. I didn't like Tien as much as the other two, a while ago, but one of my friends really loves him and he sort of grew on me because of it. So I'll try and give him some moments, because that's sort of why he didn't get any cool part. There were not really that any of the others have got cool parts, but he didn't really have any big moments in the first few parts. So, but this one I did try and give him a good little bit. I also want to say I'm sorry if anything I write comes off as fan fiction, not fiction. I do want to try and keep this as close to Dragon Ball as possible. I want whatever happens in my what ifs to be possible to happen in the show. So I want, I want a really quite a realistic experience, but I don't want it to be, fan too fan fiction like, but some a little bit of exaggeration or stuff like that, just to make it a little bit more exciting, I suppose, is acceptable in some areas. But yeah, I just wanted to get across, and I apologize if any of my like story parts have come off as like fan fictiony, as that sort of bothers me when things are just sort of wacky. However, as I said, I just wanted to say some new things with this outro, and I think I've actually managed to cover everything. Wait, no. I also want to say I'm gonna be doing some other what ifs before I come back to this one. As much as I love writing this one, I have also had some fun other ideas for what ifs. So I've written one of the scripts for one of them, so I'll go and do that, and then I'll go and finish it off, and then I'll release it probably. But yeah, I just wanted to say this really quickly. So for any like of the two people that will watch this, I do hope you enjoyed, and you are appreciated for watching it. So have a good day, have a good day, or have a good night, and I hope you enjoyed the content of this video, and yeah, I suppose I'll see you next time.